Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Monsters of the Mic, episode 16.
Whoop
We
whoop.
come to you with an amazing, I know it's Wednesday, right? But a
Mhm.
victory Monday.
Right.
Bears beat the Giants 24 to, what was it, 21?
20.
24
20.
20. 24
Yeah.
20. Caleb, 20 for 36, 220, one TD, one rushing TD.
Right. Right.
Jackson Dart, I know he got hurt, 19 of 29, 242 yards and two rushing TDs.
And you've
Um,
got Russell Wilson's 3 for 7 and 45 yards at the end
yep,
over there.
gotta count those, gotta count those. But we did have another one of Caleb's heroic games.
Ugh,
His
which
late,
which I love,
yep,
but I've told you it's getting frustrating because it's like, can we please win a game without heroics for once?
without the stress. So, I mean, I'll let's start with Caleb. What would you see? Would you would you kind of
I
notice
honestly
throughout the
think
game?
this was his best game of the season.
Yep,
I really think his best game of the season because right, you read out his stats and everything out there, right? And but I think the statistics said there was like 6 drop balls. I think there was actually, if you count them, it's total 8, right? That were catchable. You add those 8 balls, you add 100 yards to his statistics, and you add another touchdown because those were all catchable balls. I get it, right? It happens, drops happen, but if you put that in a vacuum, that's his best game of the season by far. And he's at 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's 28 for 36 instead. His percentage goes up from 55.6 to 72.2. You know what I mean?
yep,
Big day
yep.
again on the rushing, 8 for 63 and a touchdown. I mean, it was the first half was rough, but I think we talked about this last episode, right? The Giants have a great defensive line, so I knew that was going to happen. They were going to get some pressure, but man, he's elusive. I think I think you said in a chat that he was 26 missed tackles or 26 right breakout tackles by a quarterback, and that's the most this year. And that's going against some of the good quarterbacks that are elusive in the league.
Since you bring that up, uh, this is gonna sound crazy, but I felt like I was seeing a little bit of Mahomes out there, like the elusiveness, like
Sure,
just being able
sure.
to, like there. I think there was one. I don't know if it was Thibodeau or Brian Burns, but he didn't even see him, and he like spun out of a sack, and he saved
Hmm.
Theo Benedict, and that was the one. I think
Yeah.
that was the throw to Loveland. Um, But like that's kind of what this game reminded me of. Like just his elusiveness. It it looked like college Caleb all over again.
No, absolutely. It looked like USC Caleb, right? And some of Oklahoma Caleb. And yeah, like I don't necessarily agree, right? Like I don't necessarily disagree with you, right, on that elusiveness and kind of just having that feel. And I think once again they're opening up the playbook now, right? I think they're opening up. They're throwing it more deep down the field, right?
Yep.
Zacchaeus dropped way too many down the field, down the middle, man. Like
I
Zacchaeus
think
had
he
a
had
rough
like
game.
three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a really rough game. It was funny. I picked him up for fantasy, hoping he would do well. He ended up with 1 point. But if I did the calculation, if he caught everything he was supposed to, it would have been like 12 point game. I'm like mother effer. But whatever, right? But at the end of the day, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
all about this. You know what I mean?
Since you
So,
since you
but
brought up the drops, like I thought that kind of I agree with you. I think that killed Caleb a little bit,
hmm
like
hmm
some of the throws he was making like on the run. There was two of them for touchdowns, and then a couple of them were like drive killers, like
yeah,
hitting guys
yeah.
square in the hands. And I know it's cold, but like you still got to catch it. Like that's what you get paid
Right,
for.
and Zacchaeus played right. I think he played in Washington and Philadelphia, right? Like he played in cold conditions. I don't, like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So like,
Hmm.
I think I don't think Rome. I don't know if Rome dropped any, but Rome had another good game, right? 6 for 80. 6 for 86 and a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Loved it in production. Luther Burden is starting to flourish. I think a little bit. We're starting to see why they drafted him in the second round. Like that route running is just so
It's
smooth. It's
I don't
so
know if it's
smooth.
just you, but like every time I see him like get the ball, it feels like he always does something explosive. Like
Always. He's a big play guy. He's a big play guy, right? Like, and it's awesome, right? I think though, Caleb had a great game, but like the run game was there too, right? Like
Hmm.
Swift coming back 80 yards and like on 13 carries, Monangai 28 with the touchdown, Caleb 63. So like this team is starting to play well. And yes, I know we're about to get into the gauntlet of our schedule, right? But like I'm looking at just the overall kind of Ben Johnson effect. In the last 8 years, can you tell me what was the best rated Bears offense in the last 8 to 9 years? Can you
I
tell
know
me?
it. Well, 8 to 9. What are we in 2025? Oh God, 20. It's got to be 2018.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell me
Yeah,
what where were we ranked? And it's the best in the last 9 years, and I'll tell you where we're ranked now.
we had to be like 16, 17 around there. We weren't. We were good, but
Too much credit.
we
21.
21. That was
Yes.
wow.
In the last 9 years, with Ben Johnson halfway through the season, we're number four.
That is insane, man. The
And
Ben
this is
Johnson
and this is what we
effect.
call a transitional year. This is a transitional year for this team, and they are fourth in that offense, and they're not even building. They're not even
They haven't even
100%.
hit their stride,
Yeah, yeah,
dude.
absolutely.
Holy shit.
So like I know we played right. We haven't played anybody. We played strength to our schedule, right? Like we play who's in front of us,
Yeah.
and even with the struggles, even with some of the inconsistencies and the Caleb learning and the growing pains,
He's got this offense ranked number 4. That
in the
is
league.
insane. Dude, just imagine. And I was thinking about this like late after that game.
Hmm.
Um, I was like, just imagine when they put it together and they actually like their defense starts to get healthy and yeah, they have all their
Right,
guys together. Like
right.
I think I think this team could be really dangerous. Like not
Hmm.
maybe maybe not this year, but like I would say give them another year off season just to, get some more draft picks, get
Yeah.
get some new guys in here, free
And,
agents. Yeah.
and let me tell you another comparison, right? Already from this year to last year, right? Like last
Mm,
year, right? 5-12, we already have 6 wins, right? Last year we were 28th in offense with 18.2 points a game. Now we are fourth with 27 points.
26.
20 was it 26.6 points a game.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know what I mean? Our defense has been a little bit worse. It's been 21 last points. We're letting up 27, but we have a lot of injuries this year, right? But like
Mm,
just looking at like halfway statistics, right? We're tied for first place with the Lions.
6-3, man.
Like
Six.
like Caleb's halfway there to with 4,000 yards. Like everything that Ben Johnson wanted to accomplish, he's accomplishing.
Mm-hmm.
And
God.
what more can I ask for?
I think it's a good, yeah, like I I thought after this game, um, one, I think in my opinion, I believe we have the quarterback. Like
Yeah.
to me, this shows me, okay, we got the guy. Now, I've believed in the coach for a while, maybe for a couple of weeks now, but I mean, the way he's got these guys like believing,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty convincing that we have the two most important positions like solved at this point.
Right, right, and I know we've been talking a lot about the offense, but like the growth is there. I think the big thing that I wanted from Caleb this year, and I think Ben has gotten him to right is stop running backwards,
Yeah,
stop losing those big yards, and he's done that this season. Sure, he takes some sacks sometimes, he dances a little bit, but he's not losing sometimes 10, 11 yards because he's running back trying to make a play, right? Ben got that now, right? And we know Caleb likes to run outside the tackle boxes. He likes to make those plays, right? But I think he's also learning in this transitional year that how to be from the pocket, right? We'll
he,
we'll, we'll move you out. We look. He has some designed runs, and that touchdown that he ran to get the lead. He has Zacchaeus. He had
and
Zacchaeus running, but he's like, fuck that. I'm not going to throw it to him. I'm going to take
yeah,
it myself.
he just took it himself. Yeah, I man, I thought, yeah, I thought he like up to this point, if you go back to week 1, right, when he played the Vikings, he was I think he played an okay game, but like seeing his growth all the way up until now, it feels like now he's more comfortable. You could kind of see it too. Like he's he's not really, sometimes he'll rush through his reads, but most of the time he's calm, he's making nice throws, he's
Hmm.
playing on time. And if it wasn't for the couple of drops, I think this probably would have been like a three touchdown performance with 300 yards and that kind of thing. Um, but I, yeah, man, I'm I'm saying the exact thing that I've been saying the last couple of weeks and the last year. Like, we have the guy. I They just added another way. They checked another box of like the
Right.
list of ways to win. Right. This time it was all Caleb just putting the team on his back and like
Right.
willing
Right.
them to a win.
And I think that's so important that we count that as not being apologetic about win. A win's a win in the league, right? A win's a win, right? And you cannot apologize, especially in the NFL, for winning games like that. You know what I mean? Yes. Could we also be on the complete opposite of these games and be like
We
three and
were.
six?
We
Absolutely.
we were
Last
there
year.
last year.
But
Yeah.
this is just telling you, right, the effect that Ben Johnson has in that belief. These guys, right, play 60-minute football. They don't play, 45 minutes and then we just chill out the last 15. No, they play whistle to whistle, end to end, right? They play with intensity, right? You know what I mean? And they clean up some penalties. They only had three penalties this
Yeah,
last game. That's huge.
that's huge. That was pretty impressive to
You
see.
know?
Um yeah, I mean you're right, dude. Like we were the Giants last year. We were the Giants last year. We were losing in one score games. We lost four of them in the division, right? Green Bay, Minnesota, Lions, and then I forgot
Right.
the other one. But um like that was us. Don't I totally agree. You do not apologize for winning in this league, man. Like
Mm-mm,
it's so
mm-mm.
hard and the good teams take advantage of bad teams. That's we're
Right.
we're finally taking advantage of bad teams, and it sounds like, a lot of us aren't happy with it still. But like, that's what good teams do. So
Right, right. And I think, right, we're just not used to this, right? Like 2018 was such a fluke season. Like,
yeah,
12-4, right? Like this, that, and the other. Yes. I still stand on that day that if we make that field goal, we go to the Super Bowl that year. I
yeah,
really, really, truly believe it, right? You know what I
I
mean?
agree. Yeah.
But and then okay, the year after that, we got in because it was the new rule of putting seven, an extra team in the playoffs, right? So like we got in on technicality, right? We were not going to beat the Saints. The Saints clapped us. It wasn't even close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's been such a long time since we've had a consistent winning coach since Lovie Smith, right? Because I was literally sitting there and I was talking to your cousin. I was just like, man, babe, like I'm looking at the Bears coaches and this, that, and the other. I'm like, it's since Lovey, it's been Tressman, John Fox, Matt Nagy, and Eberflus. And I'm sitting there being like,
God,
bro, like this is just horrendous in every way possible.
I can't believe you said that out loud. The list of coaches, Jesus, man, that
That
sounded.
since Lovey Smith and we fired him being 10-6.
Yeah, man.
And they
That's
fumbled a couple of those coaching cycles. Like instead of Tressman, it should have been Bruce Arians.
hmm
Right. And I think you're right. They finally were just like, we're gonna go after the most hot out guy who's going to go well with our quarterback,
Well,
and they did it, and they did it.
yeah, and I am kind of curious. I think we brought this up before, right? Like how much that had to do with Kevin Warren stepping in and like
Right in my
kind
mind
of
just now. That's exactly where my mind just went right now.
right,
Hmm.
like because he definitely brings this like I'm I want like the best quality football team and stadium kind of thing, like all around, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. He can't. He comes from the Big Ten, right? He was. I think he was the commissioner of the Big Ten. I believe. I believe,
Yeah,
but I
yeah, he
think so,
was.
right? As I'm
Yeah.
wearing my Ohio State beanie. Yes, absolutely. But commissioner there. They went to Minnesota, built that stadium in Minnesota, right? You know what I mean? Was
Hmm.
part of. I think he was part. If I'm correct me if I don't believe he is, but maybe I think of hiring of Kevin O'Connell. I don't know if he was the GM when he was
He
there or not.
he was, I believe, I don't know if he was.
Once again, don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But anyway, like he turned right, he left that team and they were improving on that aspect, right? And I think here he came to the Bears and was I think he finally had a direction. I feel like other presidents and stuff like that, right? I think they finally listen, George, he's a Bear fan, right, through and through. I don't know if you saw that reaction of them beating the Bengals,
Being
right?
the
And he was
Bengals,
cheering,
yeah.
right? Like he's a sports geek. Like he loves this team, but he is not a man to run a team, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And I think they finally
No.
brought someone who has a direction, who's there. You can see he's in the locker room. By the way, Poles needs to like start to get some more energy in the locker room. I feel like his energy sometimes is kind of low. I get it. You're trying to build a fucking team, but like, bro, come on, like
Maybe it's all the stress from like, throughout the game that he's just like relieved instead of
maybe,
celebrating.
maybe. And speaking of Poles, right? You know what I mean? Something that I know you get bags on like signings and stuff like that. That CJ Jarn or Garden Johnson signing. Sir, I
That
will give
one's
you a toast on that one. Here, that's a
that
toast to you.
that's another good point. I was kind of thinking about that one too. And he's got his own CJ's got his own character issues, right? Like that's kind of been known around the league. Like he's a guy. Um,
Let him.
but
As long
but
as he
he can
plays ball, let
play.
him.
But he can play. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, if we still had Eberflus, do we even sign him? I don't think
Absolutely
so.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think so, right? Like CJ had a fucking game, right? Forced that fumble, 2 sacks, 2 huge sacks, by the way. I
Yeah.
think, he got the game ball right, 7 tackles, 2 assists. Like, you're right. It's funny. I saw a meme or something like that where I think it was just like, like Dennis Rodman. Like, we knew
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's like, we knew who he was. We let him be who he is. But hey, when it's game day, you got to show up.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
all.
I think that interview. I don't know if when he gave the game ball, he's like, "I love being here." Like, he was 2 months on the sideline. I think he realized, like, all right, I got to go back to football, and I'm glad we signed him because he's a guy you want in your team. You hate when he's on the team, but when he's
He's
on your team, you like him.
You love him. Yeah, man. He's got energy. Man, yeah, there was another stat around CJ too. Like every team he's been on has had a winning season. And I think they've all made it to the playoffs, right? Because it's Eagles, Saints, uh, Lions, I
Right.
believe last year, and then
Hmm.
this year it's Bears. So
Right. Right.
he's just he's a guy you win with, man. Like he's winning is just I guess it's infectious for him.
And I
Yeah.
think the Bears, like defensive players. I know we talked a lot about the offense, right? I want to give some praise to some of the defense, right? I think the defense is like you have a lot of veterans on that team too, right? Like, yeah, CJ's been in the league, I think, what, 6 or 7 years now. It's been a couple years, right? But
Something
like
like that. Yeah.
Kevin Byron's been there for longer, right? Like you got Montez Sweat, you got like some of these like veterans in this league, right?
Mm,
Grady Jarrett, right? Like you got these veterans who are just like, yeah, man, you know what, do what you gotta do, but when it comes to our game, put that shit aside, right? And just play
yeah.
your game, just do what you gotta do. But if you want to just act like a hooligan, who gives a fuck? But when we need you on the team, be it, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's outstanding and something I want to talk about too, right? Like Montez Sweat, another great game, 1.5 sacks. This is where has this Montez Sweat been? You know what I mean? Like I think getting Big Bill in the middle is huge. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think Billings back there in the freaking middle, just being a huge human body in there, right? Like
Getting
I,
Austin Booker as well. Like I've
dude,
kind of noticed.
he's so fast on that side.
Yeah. He
Oh my
I
god.
wonder if that's kind of what's helping Montez like, lose some of those double teams. And Grady Jarrett too, man. He's still got some moves. I know he's not an every down guy, right? But I mean, when he's in, like I feel like I've seen him pop a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. And the guy that we signed right at the trade deadline, he did pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
made some moves and stuff like that. Javon Dexter had a great game too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy stat, right? That I saw is Kevin Byard and Tremaine Edmonds are tied with the league with 4 interceptions.
Wow. I did not
Yeah,
know that.
both
Yeah.
of them. And I have been giving Tremaine Edmonds some shit the last couple of years. I'm like, where's he been? Right? Where's this big signing from Buffalo? My friend, hats off to you. You've been proving me wrong this year, right? Same thing was Montez Sweat. I'm like, you traded a lot. And I know you traded for him and this, that, and the other, but I think this team is starting to fill the pieces. And I think I saw something with Ben Johnson. It's like I think Jalen and Kyler might not be back till December.
Yeah.
It's like that's not ideal per se, but like if we can ride the ship for those last 4 games and have meaningful football in December, you're gonna be finally at 100 fucking percent. Can they make some noise, right? But I think they gotta give kudos to the defense too. Once again, it was the Giants, but Jackson Dart was killing us.
Jackson Dart was playing very well. I do have to give credit to him. He honestly looks like he's gonna be a star. Uh, I don't know why they fired Dable though. Like,
I
just
think you want to know what it was? It was that fourth and inches to kick the field goal, not go for the fucking game sealing touchdown. I think it was that.
that, yeah, you have to. I I guess that's a fireable offense, but I feel like, he was already getting if he has Jackson Dart, do you think he goes for it? And I
Yeah,
think he
absolutely,
does. I
absolutely,
think he
absolutely, 100
does.
percent.
Yeah, but having Russell Wilson like go in there and try and win you the game, like I think that does kind of change it. I I'm not defending the choice, right? Like
No, fair.
I would go for it either way, but I understand why he didn't want to do it, right? Why he hesitated. Um, but
Yep.
yeah, man, I I thought Dable, he was bringing out some of the best qualities of Jackson Dart. I think if you had a question his coaching, it's probably more on like him rallying the guys, and like getting them to buy in. Um,
Fair, fair. But I also think right this the handling of Jackson Dark and his injuries and concussions too.
I
Like
th
like like this is his fourth concussion this year.
yeah, yeah.
Like
He had
dude,
a lot
like
of he had a lot of design QB runs like throughout
right. And I
the
get it.
year.
Like he had 6 carries, 66 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But like he's your quarterback. He is your franchise quarterback who showed you that he can win. Which by the way, I still give kudos to me because I still think
He
he's the
was
best quarterback of this draft. But like
that's
he's
crazy.
balling, man. He's
He was
balling, and like
killing us. He was actually killing us with his arm too. Like
dude, yeah.
it wasn't just his legs. Like it was a lot of his arm. Like there was one touch pass that he threw right over the middle. Like it looked
Mm-hmm.
so beautiful, man.
And then
Um
and that pass that I think was it Brisker broke up the tight end right. Like he threw a beautiful pass for that, but Brisker just made a better defensive play.
exactly. Yeah, that would have been a touchdown. Like
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
he looks I honestly he looks really good. I hope they do right by him and, like try to get him a top offensive coordinator. I'm not sure who's like hot on the coaching market.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure this year.
yeah, but I I do hope he gets healthy because he is a hell of a player. Did you see,
Yeah,
by the way, he actually lost a tooth on that hit?
really.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's crazy.
I actually noticed when I was watching it live because I saw it, but I was like, no way, did he lose a tooth? And you could kind of see the concussion coming because he was like groggy and he couldn't really. It looked like he couldn't really focus. But yeah, man, Jackson Dart, the Giants, they are no slouch, right? They were a tough opponent. That D line is no joke. Uh, but shout out to Caleb
Right.
for his elusiveness.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. Which I think goes into. I think he's gonna need a lot of that for next game, right? Against it's the Vikings. I think what's
Hmm.
important about this game, and I know it's gonna sound crazy, right? As we're previewing it, is this is a must-win game, unfortunately, because if you lose this game, you could only go 3-3 in the division. And I feel like divisional games are gonna matter so much towards the end, because everyone's so packed in this division, right?
Yeah.
And they need to beat the Vikings. They need to beat the Vikings. Like
Yep.
because then you got Pittsburgh, then you got right, then you go into I think what the Eagles, the Packers, the Lions. No, you go into the meat of your schedule, and it's like if you win this game, for example, if you beat the Vikings and go 7-3 in those last whatever 7 games, all you have to go is win three. You get 10 wins, and you have a chance to make the playoffs.
And those are winnable games. You got
Correct.
San Fran with a depleted defense. You got Steelers who are giving up everything on defense. Philly doesn't look well. I know Philly is still Philly, but they don't look too hot right now. And they barely beat Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Green Bay doesn't look good either. Like, I don't know what's going on with them, but they have their own issues. The
Yeah,
only,
I'm not sure.
yeah, it's that second game against the Lions that we might, you know. probably take an L on. But
Right, right,
I I agree. I do think that yeah, like you need to. This is probably one you want to split just because you know it's not a guarantee that you beat those other teams, and
right,
especially with the unhealthy defense right now, like um, it's not favorable to us.
right. And I think right with the Vikings, right? JJ's not playing well the last
Hmm.
couple of games. He's been playing subpar, right? And you had him week one. You had him week one, but I think right that week one was what we discussed, right? Like a rude awakening for Ben Johnson in the NFL as a coach, right? He got out coached by a good coach. Like I'm
Yeah,
not gonna sit here. Am I pissed and I had a crash out? Yes, we talked about that. But like I'm looking at it, you know what I mean? He got out coached by a good coach, right? But like, hey, make it right. Go in there. I know it's a hostile environment, but they came into your home, and I know he's gonna use it as motivation. Um, and honestly, they're gonna win this game. It's gonna be another close one. It's a divisional bout. I think the Bears win this one 24-21. Like it's gonna be close. You know what I mean? I think Justin's gonna eat. Like I think he's gonna have to double, right? And Addison's gonna be 1-on-1, right? I think you got to put Stevenson on JJ, and you got to top him off with Kevin Byard, and then you got to put Nashawn Wright on Addison. And hope to God, right? They lock him down over there because if they don't, JJ's gonna eat at us, and then he's gonna make other JJ look good too, right? So it's like that's
JJ
my only issue.
McCarthy looks really good though. Like, well, actually, no, let me take that back. JJ McCarthy does have some wheels on him, so I think he could be a threat with his legs.
Yes,
Um, and maybe like I don't know what happened this last game, but a lot of like the design QB stuff was kind of what was killing us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin O'Connell like comes out with that kind of stuff and tries to, sneak some yards like that or, sneaks a goal line touchdown like that, right?
agreed, agreed.
Like I think yeah, we're going against a really good offense and well, a really good offensive coordinator with an offense that we, might be hit or miss, and their defense um is just really good. Like Brian Flores will just keep adding pressure and pressure and you know, he's I think
Yeah,
the tackles are gonna have a day. Um they're
I
gonna have
agree.
to really earn their money
Yeah,
on some
yeah.
yeah.
But I do think the Bears win this game. I think they go into a hostile environment and win, and you go 7-3, and then you go into the meat of your schedule, right? And I think you go 7-3, and you hope the Eagles beat the Lions, man. And guess what? After week 11, we'll be in first place by
You'll be in
ourselves.
first place. Yep.
Who'd have thought? Who would have thought, right? You know what I mean? Like insane, insane. But I do think they sneak out the win 24-21 for those reasons, right? I think it is a divisional game, right? But I think they go in there and take care of business. They squeak by again, but that's kind of been the memo of this year.
I agree. I think I think JJ McCarthy like after that first initial drive that he's gonna have, once he's off script, I think that's when we're gonna get him, and we just need to capitalize and
Agreed. Agreed.
score. Yep.
Agreed. Agreed. So speaking of other predictions, right? As we go into our prediction segment, I think we're both going to be in agreement. Tomorrow is going to be just, I think, a bloodbath.
Yeah, man. This is easily New England. Like
uh,
it's not
it's
even
going to be a
close.
bloodbath. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. You know what I mean?
Why do I feel like the last couple of weeks have been really bad though? Like
They've been horrible these Thursday night games, man. Like I think I forgot who the commentator or ex athlete was. Like the NFL just needs to cancel Thursday night games. Like stop playing them.
honestly, probably. Or like stop giving us these games,
The
man. Like
janky games, right? Like yeah, it's
it's like we started really good and then I would say maybe about 3 weeks ago and it kind of just started to decline, at
right,
least the
right.
quality.
And I feel like they try to use like the rival games, right? Like on these Thursday night games. It's like, yeah, but I'd rather watch a rivalry game on a fucking Sunday when all the players are healed up and everyone's good to go. Like I rather
Yeah.
watch that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think the Patriots take care of business, you know what I mean? Drake May's playing at an MVP level. I have to say it like that. Mike
Yeah.
Vrabel, right? The Mike Vrabel effect, right? I told you if we didn't get Ben
We
Johnson, who did I want? It was Mike Vrabel, right?
Mike
Like
Vrabel or Ben Johnson. Yeah, we both I think we were both in agreement with that. And it was a 1A, 1 la Yeah, like 1A, 1B kind of thing, right? Like
right?
we weren't really opposed to either of them.
Correct, right? So like I think yeah, but I think the Patriots go in, take care of business. We're in agreement with that. I think that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
I think right my lock of the week. I'm looking around and there's some tough ones, but I think it's Dallas against the Raiders. Raiders are just a shambles right now. I think Dallas is gonna come in and win, right? I
Hmm.
think I think Dallas has some things to prove still, right? I think they're going to want to play for for that NFL player, unfortunately, right? Like passed away that was on their team, right?
Yeah.
I think they're going to come out there and they're going to have a huge huge offensive performance. So I think my lock is the Cowboys. My upset, man, like I've been looking around and I'm not looking at like some any good upsets. But I think if I have to put an upset. I think the Jags bounced back after that horrendous loss, and they beat the Chargers. I think the Chargers aren't that good this year.
That was
I
a
know it sounds
crazy game, by
crazy.
the way.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was an insane game. I know the Chargers have been winning, but like they lost. I think they lost by Joe all for the year. They don't have and Justin Herbert is doing little with a lot. I'm sorry.
It's all him. It's an air raid offense, man. Like he's just airing it out.
I
He's
know. So I think the Jags actually bounce back and win this game. I really truly do. That's my upset.
okay. So my lock, um, I have LA Rams as my lock. They're playing Seattle.
Yeah, you,
I I love Seattle, but I just think the Rams, they're hot right now.
dude, if Stafford, honestly, I know we're talking about Jonathan Taylor, but Stafford is the best quarterback right now in the league. I'm just saying it right now.
Yeah, I agree. He's playing he's playing at almost an MVP level.
Right.
I think he's thrown for like 3 touchdowns a game this
No,
season,
I
right?
think there was
Like,
a stat where he's thrown. I think he's the first quarterback in 3 straight games to throw 4 touchdown passes
wow.
in
See,
history.
man, he's just on a roll right now. That offense is clicking. Sean McVay. I told you that defense too. They're young. They're
You
flying
said it. You said
around.
the Rams were going to the Super Bowl. You said they were gonna win. You called it. So I gotta give you
Yeah,
kudos. The
Rams are
Bengals,
going to
hey,
the Super Bowl.
Joe Burrow's coming back. His practice window's open. They got a
The
hole.
the
They got a
Bengals, they
hole.
got some hope. That's actually my upset of the week. I think Joe Flacco, Joe Shiesty, he beats Pittsburgh
Rogers
in
again,
Pittsburgh
again.
again. He's yeah, he
Crazy,
shoves it to the Steelers, man. I think
crazy,
they bounce back. Uh, they win this game, and hopefully Joe Burrow comes back healthy and they
bro. I
make a
hope
run.
so. I hope so.
That
Ain't
would be
nobody want to see that
insane,
team with.
man.
No one wants to see that team in the playoffs. No,
What wasn't that injury a career-ending injury? Like, or not career?
I
I mean,
don't
a
know.
season-ending, season-ending.
It should
Sorry.
have been like season, but like I mean, these players are coming back so much faster nowadays, right? So like, I'm not surprised. And like I said, what I don't know, they got like 4 wins or whatever it is. Like they gotta win like 2 more games, 3 more games. And they have a striking distance, but yeah,
I
it should
thought
have
he
been a
was out.
season ending.
Yeah, like the fact that he came back, or he's about to come back in possibly what, like a week or two. Like,
Right.
man, shout out to Joe Burrow.
It's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. Yeah, I know, crazy. And then as we get into our final segment, our power rankings, I had a lot of movements this week. I'm just gonna go through it. I did kind of redo a new one and sat down. I did. Right now, I know they've had skid and a lot of injuries, but I have Tampa Bay at 10. I still think they're a top 10 team when fully 100% healthy. Right? They've had a lot of injuries. But they
Mm,
are at 10 for me. 9. Horrible fucking loss to the Dolphins, but the Bills are there at 9. I
yeah,
really debated about kicking them out, but I couldn't justify putting the Chargers in. I still think the Chargers are an overrated 7-3 team.
yeah.
Speaking of overrated teams, I have the Denver Broncos at 8. I think Denver Broncos are super overrated. They just not have beaten anybody consistent. I like convincingly, and it goes back to right. Yes, a win's a win. Don't apologize. I'm not trying to apologize for anybody. Right, you play your schedule, but they just but the teams in front of them, they just not have looked overall right like the best. Kansas City's at 7. They lost a ring because they were in a bye. I have New England at 6. It's not
Wow.
fair that after a few years that Brady retired, they have another fucking godly quarterback. Like, come on, like, it's
I
so. irritating.
I don't
But they
know
haven't
how they
seen,
did it. Yeah.
they haven't played anybody, right? Like they've had the easiest schedule, but once again, you play who's in front. I'm not gonna.
Well, they
It's
played
hard.
Tampa.
They
They
did beat
beat
Tampa.
they
That's
beat
true.
Tampa. Tampa's
That's true.
good. Yeah.
And then I have Detroit at 5. Um, I got the Eagles at 4. Colts are 3, and then the game that I think should be flexed, but I get why the Eagles and Lions are there. But I have the Rams at 2 and Seattle at 1. Seattle does not move from that one spot, right? Because
Wow.
yes,
I
yes,
That's insane. Honestly, Seattle looked really good this weekend.
bro, they
I
spanked the Cardinals 21-0 at the end of the first. I was like, man,
Yeah,
stop.
that game was a wrap by like the 10-minute mark. It was
Uh,
crazy.
uh,
Um, I think we had similar lists. Uh, I had I had Kansas City at 7. I had a little bit of movement actually. Patriots
mm,
at 6, Eagles
okay.
5, Lions 4,
Mm.
Colts got moved up to 3 for
Yeah,
me.
Colts at 3 for me too. They stay at 3 just because I mean, eh.
Yeah, Daniel Jones didn't really he didn't look too good, but I gotta
I
give
mean,
him
do you
credit.
have to when Jonathan Taylor is fucking running 400 yards a game?
That's very
I
valid.
got 50 piece this week, dog. 50 piece.
That's so
It was
sad.
horrible. The game was over before the game started.
Before the afternoon came, that's
I sat there. I
brutal,
was
man.
like, all right, wave flag, wave flag. You beat me. Take it.
That's crazy.
That was bad.
Um, I had Seahawks at 2 and Rams at 1, so
All
that
right.
was
Yeah.
really the most movement I had.
All right.
Bucks
And then I think when we get to next week, right, we'll have I think the winner of that Seahawks Rams game is going to be
is
one. I think
is
no
gonna
matter
be
what.
one. I agree.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
agree. Definitely the game of the week to watch. So
Absolutely. And I was like, someone was like complaining, why isn't this flexed? I'm like, yeah, why isn't it flexed? And then I look at this on the game, like, it's Eagles Lions. I'm like, all right. I'm
I
like,
s- I I get it, but yeah,
I'm like,
this
how about we take the Raiders and Cowboys game, move that to a 3-0 game, move the Lions and
be
Detroit to Monday night, and then that to Sunday night.
dude, that would be perfect.
But they wouldn't do that because the NFL doesn't want to.
God,
Because they suck.
listen to us, NFL. We can do
I
this
know.
schedule
But that's
better.
gonna be
Yeah,
exciting. But yeah, thanks for joining us for this episode. And then we can't wait to talk next week and hopefully right we're at 7-3.
for sure.
Have a good one. Peace.
Later.
All right.